All right.
A perfect outcome to all things is assured. Yeah, perfect outcome to all things is assured. Yeah, I'm getting stronger every day because my faith leads the way. A perfect outcome to all things is assured. In every situation, there's a blessing somewhere. Come gather, brothers and sisters, and we'll see that it is there. Ooh, I need you, you need me. Yes, you do. And that's how our happiness is guaranteed. Take it, boys.
And now, in all your doings, be you blessed. Through you is ushered in a world unseen, unheard, yet truly there. Holy are you, and in your light, the world reflects your holiness. For you are not alone and friendless. I give thanks for you and join your efforts on behalf of God, knowing that they are on my behalf as well, and for all those who walk to God with us.
Sing it with me. A perfect outcome to all things is assured. A perfect outcome to all things is assured. I'm getting stronger every day because my faith leads the way. A perfect outcome to all things is assured. A perfect outcome to all things, yeah, is assured.
Wee doggy!
Because we need that out, y'all.
We're going to be going over some workbook lessons, of which this one of them is a happy outcome to all things is
Guess
assured.
what? I know.
Yeah, so that's kind of fun. Let's go there and see. All right, so this was on Thursday, lesson 292.
292, y'all.
A happy outcome to all things is sure.
Now, we needed it to rhyme.
Yeah, so that's why, I included all the other words. But this particular one says, this particular lesson says, God's promises makes no exceptions, and he guarantees that only joy can be the final outcome found for everything. Yet, it is up to us when this is reached. How long we let an alien will appear to be opposing his.
Happy Halloween. What are you going as this Halloween? The alien will?
That's a good one.
Well, I mean, keep going the lessons. It's the imposter, right? Right. It says, I'm going as the imposter.
Oh, that sounds good. All right, so that was 292. That was Thursday.
There's a theme developing here, though.
Right, and then Friday, I love this one, 293. All fear is past, and only love is here.
Only love lives here. We've heard that before.
Yeah.
All fear is past.
Because its source is gone. Because its source is gone.
Only love is here.
Only love is here. Love remains the only present state whose source is here forever and forever.
There you go.
I really like this one.
Dwell in the source.
I really like this one. Because the next line says, can the world seem bright and clear and safe and welcoming with all my past mistakes oppressing it and showing me distorted forms of fear? Yet, in the present, love is obvious and its effects apparent. All the world shines in reflection of its holy light, and I perceive a world forgiven.
I hope love is apparent.
Yeah.
I hope you live in a world where love is apparent, right? Where you can see that love is all around you.
Love is all around. Do,
Every
do,
side
do,
and every
do, do,
sound.
do, love
Oh, I
is
know.
all around.
We'll break into a disco song if
We'll
given
break into
half-
a song in any provocation.
so
All right, let's see what else. That was Friday. Saturday. Oh, this was a good one. I saw Kate Greaves actually post something on this on Facebook, and it was really good what she posted. My body is a wholly neutral thing. I am a son of God, and can I be another thing as well? Did God create the mortal and corruptible? What use has God's beloved Son for what must die? And yet a neutral thing does not see death, for thoughts of fear are not invested there, nor is a mockery of love bestowed on it. Its neutrality protects it while it has a use, and afterwards without a purpose it is laid aside. How about that? So then the prayer goes
sounds
on.
really lovely.
It does.
How would we treat our bodies, this learning device, if it was a wholly neutral thing?
Yeah.
If it didn't have all the meaning that the marketplace says it does.
Or
you know?
that I believe,
all the stories about it.
right,
You know?
and that I attach to it and everything.
All the ways in which it is not behaving in which I think it should.
Oh, goodness.
Boiled again.
All right. So what is today's? Let's see. Today is lesson 295. The Holy Spirit looks through me today. Wow.
Doesn't mean I'm transparent. I mean, it does.
The Holy Spirit looks through me today.
But, yeah, the Holy Spirit looks
Through me today. Christ asks that he may use my eyes today and thus redeem the world. I'll totally take that.
Yeah.
Holy Spirit, use my learning device today and use my eyes
I don't want to look on the truth. I don't want to look on the truth. I want to know the truth from within and see it reflected out in my world. Everything, every truth says that's actually reality.
Right. Right.
So let's call that. Let's
do our
that
sing
real.
along.
Oh,
Let's do our sing along.
Exactly.
Because it's so much fun. Today's topic that you're talking about.
In a Course in Miracles, it leads you through, like, we awaken in chapter 18. Awakening being finally commit to have a conscious understanding to and make a commitment to do what is ours to do. Like in the words of my Christian upbringing is, God has laid something on your heart.
Yes.
Right. To do in the world.
Yes.
Right. Does that sound familiar to anyone else?
Yes.
That God has laid something on your heart, to do. That's chapter 18. When you know what is the God's will for your life, right? Everything else in the Course in Miracles is an attempt to show us how to do that in the world. And so we move through joining we move through people, we move through difficult, we just spent 2 weeks on difficult people. And sometimes the difficult person is us, or like, how do we encounter, we've been talking about it today somewhat, the grittiness of the world and the grittiness of our own lives without losing our own minds, right? And so,
Thank you, Marisol, for such a wonderful homily.
Because on the other side of that is where she got.
Yeah.
She goes, you know what? Underneath all of this was something that didn't actually change. There was a joy through this process. Yeah. And in the Course of Miracles, we arrive in this a place that I call stabilization. But the Course, let me see what I should have this. You'd think I'd have this memorized, wouldn't you? The Course, we're on chapter 26, is called the Transition. And the transition is about moving from this orientation, because we've had our awakening, and we're moving from an orientation in the world into an orientation of spirit. And that causes us to view the world differently, make different decisions, even like even our diets and things might change.
Well, that's been happening to me,
You know?
particularly that.
Because things
I've been really, focused on conscious eating instead of unconscious eating.
right, because when we become more conscious, we begin to realize how many decisions we were unconscious of.
Exactly.
And you go, oh, I could actually make a huge difference in my life if just by being conscious.
Yeah.
Just by being aware of what I'm doing, thinking, saying, and why. Now, and we've been working on the other, so we arrive at this place in A Course in Miracles where after emphasizing what is mine to do and what is anything for. We've been saying that for weeks and weeks in the Course now. What is it for? And what is mine to do? Maybe nothing. And so what happens is we get to a place of stabilization and the momentum begins to happen and there isn't so much drama in the world. And we have to reorient because, look, we've been used to drama up until this point, right? We've been duking it and battling it out. What do you do after the battle? What do you do if you're not going to fight anymore? If you're not fighting the things anymore, and you've actually healed and put away some stuff, you actually get more energy, right?
Truly, I know that's true.
You actually get more
Yeah.
energy. And she says, place that energy in creating for yourself the place of peace. Become a place of peace. And she uses it in a really fun way, and I'm going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun doing, which is why we chose the song we wanted to do a sing along with you, which you see in the chat. Is she calls this idea of being the place of peace your song of liberation.
Yeah.
In which we sing to the world this way to be free.
Yeah.
I am free. Listen to my song of liberation. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, it is.
She uses the song. She uses the phrase, the song of liberation.
I love it.
I know. So no, we aren't going to be doing a Bob Marley. But you think that would be, but we are going to do the Carpenter.
We're going to do the Carpenter.
So,
and Glenn today is going to premiere his
returning of the shaker,
the egg shaker skills. So here we go. Sing a song, sing out loud. it's your song of liberation.
Oh yeah, if you had to choose a song of liberation, like what song would you choose as your song of liberation? Something by Tori Amos, maybe, or something by the Monkees, or
Hey, we're the Monkees.
I know.
So we're going to do our little meditation now, and then play another freedom song that I wrote, which is simply called Freedom, and it's also a dance tune. So you can chair dance if you want to. You can dance if you want it. Leave your cares behind. Here we go. Let's breathe. Ring the bell and breathe, and just relish in this circle of love that we've created. Right here, right now, in this Awakening Together sanctuary, we all together are co-creating this circle of unconditional love, where everything that we like is included and everything that we do not like. And so we bring it all into this circle. If we're having a difficult day today, challenges, our minds are crazy, we bring them here right now into this calming, still presence. If we're feeling joy and elation, we bring that here too to share with each other. The joy of oneness, the joy of being together, the knowledge that we are alive, that something is living us, and we just are so grateful. And that which is living us gives us the freedom that is true. May we know today our true freedom. Blessed be. And so it is.
Every thought we think, every word we speak is creating our future.
You know my soul is singing. You know my soul is singing. For freedom. Yeah. Are you in charge of your life? Do you make it your own? Do you follow your heart? Yeah. This moment is your home. Do you see love all around you? And let compassion fill your soul. And feeling all of your sensations. We are free and we are whole. And so our thoughts create our freedom. Freedom, rock with me, baby. Rock with me, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah. Freedom, rock with me, baby. Yeah, yeah. Or do you love to suffer? Are you comfortable with pain? Well, try living in the flow, in the state of well-being. And don't you worry about tomorrow. You just stay in the now. All is good if you can see it. It all works out somehow. So our thoughts create our
liberty. Love and appreciate who you are. We are divine, magnificent expressions of life. The universe loves gratitude. The more grateful you are, the more things you have to be grateful about.
Does your intuition guide you? Or do you lay awake at night? Do you believe in the power? Yeah, 'cause you know it's your birthright. And in your moments of confusion, when you can't find the way, there's an answer deep inside you that puts you back in harmony. And so our thoughts create our freedom. Freedom. Rock with me, baby. Rock with me, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah. Freedom. Rock with me, baby. Yeah, yeah. Freedom. Rock with me, baby. Rock with me, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah. Freedom. Rock with me, baby. Soul is singing. You know my soul is singing for freedom.
Oh, thank you. So wonderful. Thank you.
So, we're on chapter 26, and 26 of 31 chapters, right? So we're wrapping up the year. So in that, we're wrapping up this year means that we're moving into some very, very personal kind of areas. We're going to be, after this, talking about institutional building. But right now, we've come to a place of what I call stabilization for the Course in Miracles. We have just been through 2 weeks, like I was saying earlier, we've been through 2 weeks of talking about what do we do when something goes horribly wrong, which is the plot of everyone's life, right? Everything's okay, and then something goes horribly wrong, and then now you're on an adventure. That's the hero's journey in the Course in Miracles. Does the same thing, because it's talking to human beings who are awakening, and that's the hero's journey, right? There's a lot more to the hero's journey than that, but stabilization is really very, very, very important, and it's why she wants to talk about this for a couple of weeks. She wants to talk about this for a couple of weeks because this is called the transition. She wants you to really be seeing a new world. She wants you to be really if you're taking up the information and taking action on what you know to be true, you're listening to the voice that likes you, and you're actually taking that advice, those action steps into the world, your life is changing, right?
That's for sure.
And if your life is changing, we get to a point where it's changed enough that sort of a stabilization begins to happen. Something begins to be flowing, and every day doesn't suck.
Not every day.
Not every day. And maybe you get a few days in a while. And then what's really cool on the other side of it, you begin to expect that the days are going to be good, and they're not going to suck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You expect things that you just are doing the work, and things aren't as dramatic anymore. That can also be a new scary place.
Yeah.
Right? Of like, now what am I going to do with all this drama to fix? You know? Oh, stabilization again How do I reorient myself to look at the world from a peaceful place and to send out peaceful messengers into the world instead of my old messengers that were looking to confirm I knew what I was talking about and the world is messed up. Right? The world is messed up the way I think it is, and I'm going to send out into the world the proof to find that I'm right about that. That's where we are in A Course in Miracles. And she characterizes this understanding, this new perspective on the world, not as some like meek, I got mine. It's not sitting back on a lounge chair at all. It's not resting on any laurels. It's not. You know what it is? It's singing your song of liberation. It's really being you in the world. That kind of stable peace that can't be shaken. Called you.
Yeah.
The song of liberation. So when people are around you, they're like, oh God, it's such a pleasure to be around her. I could just drop it all. I don't have to like, she's just so relaxing to be around her. Have you been around her? She's just so relaxing to be around. Right? Because you don't expect anything about all this stuff happening, you know? Because you have some idea of what stabilization is. Because it feels stable. It's like there's nothing outward that you... I feel it.
Jan says I feel it. Yay. Yay.
That's this part of the course. So you're ready to be sort of... So we're gonna build institutions with this grounding. We're gonna build foundational, revolutionary in the sense that turns things upside down, because the Course of Miracles does that a lot. Course of Miracles turned forgiveness upside down. Course of Miracles, turns light upside down, right? And we're going to today ask you to expand your idea of friendship, of what a friend is, and I'm going to underline how intimate the Course in Miracles asks us to be with God and asks us to be with each other as God.
That's lovely.
I call it. You'll begin to understand after how sentimental and romantic I am about the Course in Miracles. You'll be able to understand that a little bit more tonight after you hear her talk about the friend or my friend, and you'll begin to understand why I say things like trust the voice that likes you. It's a very intimate voice. She says, hold my hand a lot. You know, she goes, walk with me a little while. You know, she says, sit with me and talk with. Does all of those things. Who does that for you? Your friends do that to you. And she comes right out and says it. And she goes, you have a choice here of stabilizing with the friends who like you, or stabilizing with the illusion, or attempting to keep stabilizing with the illusion. It's never going to happen. So let's listen to what she has to say. So the image in my head was sheet music with the Song of Liberation on it. It's just beautiful ancient sheet music with the Song of Liberation. The word Song of Liberation on it. So that's what we're looking at. Chapter 26, the transition, and this is section 1. It's called the Sacrifice of Oneness. And then I'm going to read to you the entire part in section 6 called The Appointed Friend, because this is not a long lesson, but I want us to get at what she's talking about, this idea of the appointed friend. And she's going to introduce the idea in this lesson. So it's just 8 paragraphs. So read this a little bit.
Okay, here we go, y'all. Chapter 26, the transition, section 1, the sacrifice of oneness. Okay, first paragraph. In the dynamics of attack, is sacrifice a key idea? It is the pivot upon which all compromise, all desperate attempts to strike a bargain, and all conflicts achieve a seeming balance. It is the symbol of the central theme that somebody must lose. The dynamics of attack. Look at the world and you will see nothing attached to anything beyond itself. The world you see is based on the sacrifice of oneness. It is a picture of complete disunity and total lack of joining. Around each entity is built a wall. Each part of unity must sacrifice the other part of unity to keep itself complete. How do you do that? For if they joined, each one would lose its own identity, and by their separation are their selves maintained.
All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. Did you hear that? You know, you build a wall around yourself because I have to. Have you seen what's out there? You know, and damn right, I have a wall built around me.
Wow.
The wall and the maintenance of the self. It's maintenance of the self. She says is maintained by the dynamics of attack. Sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. And she calls the idea to maintain yourself, these are how she characterizes the attempt to build and create and maintain your wall maintain this wall and get yourself to have your own self, as a desperate attempt, as bargaining, as conflicts, as seeming balance, as losing. You'll always lose. That's what it's like to try to create a self.
Wow.
Look at the world if you need proof of this. It is the picture of disunity.
It
And
is.
you can see it. Picture of disunity. It's the dog-eat-dog, rugged individualism. Right?
Man.
You know, we see this is the dynamic. She wants us to recognize that this is the dream, and this is the part that you want to get ahead in. Right? This is what we want to win at. And this is the maintenance of the self. All those things are in service of the maintenance of the self. Keep going.
Okay. Paragraph 3. The little that the body fences off, the little that the body fences off becomes the self, preserved through sacrifice of all the rest. And all the rest must lose this little part, remaining incomplete to keep its own identity intact. And for this little to belong to you are limits placed on everything outside, just as they are on everything you think is yours. For giving and receiving are the same. Yes. And to accept the limits of a body is to impose these limits on each brother whom you see. For you must see him as you see yourself. And while you see your brother as a body, apart from you and separate in his cell, you are demanding sacrifice of him and you. The memory of God must be denied if any sacrifice is asked of anyone.
Get the tattoo. Put that on a t-shirt.
The memory of God must be denied if any sacrifice is asked of anyone. He is invisible in such a world, nor can his song of union and of love be heard at all.
Okay, so she introduced the identity of a body versus the song of union and love. What would you choose?
I'll take the song of union.
A song
and love.
of union and
Thank
love.
you.
I love the fenced off self, versus the care and maintenance of a learning device. There's the contrast. Do you see the contrast? It's the fenced off self that's mine versus the care and maintenance of this learning device. So it does a good job. Completely different attitude.
It is. That is a different attitude.
Inherent it's based on this fenced off self is based on a notion of inherent incompleteness. That there is something just for me alone. And this places limits on my experience of you and the world and everything. Because it places limits on my ability to see what is. It places limits on my ability because I have a judgment about how everything should be. Now, it can be really unconscious, right? It can be extremely unconscious because I have excellent taste. You know,
He does, but I'm laughing like opinions.
so don't be fooled by into the care and maintenance of the learning device
Right.
being the self. right? Don't be fooled into thinking that the care and maintenance of the learning device, cute hats and blue bow ties and things, is the self. It's not. They're not the same thing, right? They're not the same thing. I wouldn't want them to be the same thing because that would place the limit on me and on you. I don't want to be limited. I say I don't want to be limited, but by doing that, by having that and saying that's the world I want to live in, I'm unconsciously taking the edge off everything and putting a fog on everything, like soaping up the glass on everything with this judgment. Create a fenced off self, and the realization that bodies do require sacrifice, and in the cosmology of A Course in Miracles, every material object is your body, because there's no levels, right? Every material object is there for sacrifice. It involves this play of imprisoning ourselves. This joke we play of imprisoning ourselves. She calls it a jail. Because you create this jail and walk around in it. Because we're creating this idea of separation and separate things and something that's just for me. It makes the truth invisible. It soaps up the world, and I can't interact. I don't know what's happening. I don't hear the song of union and love. Because I'm not about expressing myself. I'm not about sharing. I'm about maintaining a fenced-off self so that I don't lose anything, and that I can maintain that there's something just for me.
Yeah. Yep.
And the request here is to listen to this song of union and love. Now, I don't know whether you heard it or not, but she goes, this is a request for listening and knowing beyond a sensual experience. The body is a sensual experience. It gives us a lot of good information, but it is not us. It is not you. There is an experience that is beyond the sensual experience of your body. Telling you hot, cold, up, down, left, right. That's what she's speaking of here. There is a knowing that is beyond your senses. Trust what is beyond your sensual knowledge, because that is the knowledge of that came before your senses. So keep going.
Yeah, I call that place the stillness.
Yeah.
I mean,
everybody has. This is about there has to be your journey. That's why this is so broad. This has to be. Do you understand the concepts she's talking about here? Because this has to be your journey through the body, stabilizing your body, so it becomes something that you maintain and look at, that you care for, that is no longer you. That's a completely different view of the body.
Yeah.
And walking around in your body attitude. Right?
Yeah.
You might even stand up straighter if you knew you weren't a body. That's what happened to me.
That's really cool. It's cool that you said that, because it reflects a little bit of what I mentioned. Kate Greaves posted a beautiful post on the lesson, "My Body is a Wholly Neutral Thing." And if you're on Facebook and you're friends with Kate, you might want to look at that. I can't remember exactly, but it was in that realm of what you were just speaking about. And I was just like, it gave me this year, that lesson, "My Body is a Wholly Neutral Thing," just gave me some kind of breakthrough, some kind of freedom, in the sense of, okay, I can take care of my body without panic. Do you know what I mean? I'm 67. I have things I have to go to the doctor for and all that kind of stuff. And most of the time that panics me. You know what I mean? But this week I had a doctor's appointment, and I was really contemplating this, "My body is a wholly neutral thing." And not only was I not panicked, I also had a really great conversation with my doctor, which is unusual, because usually it's like boom, boom, out, So this has made a difference for me, and I want to continue actually in our text, but I just wanted to say that. Okay, so we're in paragraph 5. Those who would see the witnesses to truth instead of to illusion merely ask that they might see a purpose in the world that gives it sense and makes it meaningful. Without your special function has this world no meaning for you. Yet it can become a treasure house as rich and limitless as heaven itself.
I don't think most people will really believe that.
It's hard. It's challenging
Most
to
people really
believe that.
That's
It's-
why I call
yeah.
it. That's why I call this. She's going to call that. She's going to call that idea. This idea the song of liberation.
Right. Exactly.
And that is that's kind of the attitude, kind of an awakened attitude.
Yeah.
To those who see the witnesses,
Those
to
who
truth,
would see the
what-
witnesses to
that
truth.
would be like where an attitude that's to a perspective on the world,
Right.
instead of to illusion.
Vision.
They see a purpose in the world that makes sense and is meaningful. I have a special function in the world that is meaningful.
Yeah.
I can become a treasure house as rich. I can live in a treasure house as rich and as limitless as heaven itself.
Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going.
Wow. Okay. Hear then the song your brother sings to you, and let the world recede, and take the rest his witness offers on behalf of peace. But judge him not, for you will hear no song of liberation for yourself, nor see what it is given him to witness to, that you may see it and rejoice with him.
Okay, the peace. Hear the song of liberation. The witness to truth asks, to see the purpose of the world. What is this? What's this for? What's happening? And to offer sense and meaning. What is this for? What is mine to do? To see my purpose in the world, to offer the world sense and meaning. What is it for? The reminder here is, without your special function, the world has no meaning for you. So this isn't your special function and being special and the things you like or don't like, or that's exactly the weirdest thing. It's necessary for what you are supposed to be doing in the world. If now that speaks to a deep, specific, really authentic, peaceful presence, and the promise is that this merit, doing this, behaving like this, having this attitude on the world, causes the world to reflect heaven. And she says it will reflect the rich and limitless state of heaven. So, you know what I did. I got a phone call from the I made a phone call to and who picked up the line? But rich and unlimited estates. How may I help you? So it's like 1-800. Rich and unlimited estates. How may I help you? It's like, dial in what you want. Right? Because what do you want? What is yours to do? Because what do you want? To be the place of peace. Why? So everybody do what they want, can do what they're here to do, so that there's peace. It's brilliant. It is the song of liberation. She says later on, spoiler, everyone's trying to, you're joining a song that it's already singing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yet every instant can you be reborn and given life again. You who would make a sacrifice of life and make your eyes and ears bear witness to the death of God and of his Holy Son, think not that you have power to make of them what God willed not they be. In heaven, God's Son is not imprisoned in a body. He is the same forever, born again each instant, untouched by time.
I just like reading science fiction, right? In this ever-creating present. The reminder is we're not doing this. We're born Again, we're born anew without the past into this moment all the time. And you can't lose this gift of life, this creative presence. Keep going.
God's justice rests in gentleness upon his Son and keeps him safe from all injustice the world would lay upon him. It's interesting. This is really amazing.
Really? So being present and doing the right thing and being you saves you from injustice in the world?
Yeah. With your correct perception. Condemn him not by seeing him within the rotting prison where he sees himself. Don't see him as bad. It is your special function to ensure the door be opened, that he may come forth to shine on you and give you back the gift of freedom by receiving it of you. What is the Holy Spirit's special function but to release the Holy Son of God from the imprisonment he made to keep himself from justice?
The justice of what is. Who knew? Right? Let things be exactly as they are. Why? Because because you want things where they are, because that's where justice is. Reminder lesson 244.
I am in danger
nowhere in the world. Right? It's because I can see what is mine to do, and I know what I'm looking at is what everything I'm looking at is for. That's why I'm not in danger. Don't see your brother as a rotting prison. Ever. Even if he does.
Right.
As flawed, or whatever. I was like,
yeah.
As flawed and can't and won't, never, ever. This one guy used to come to our class on Wednesday night. He doesn't come anymore. He used to sit and argue with me about, but if this happened, this and but. The class on my class on Wednesdays, got so mad, got so mad at this guy. He goes, Glenn is never going to agree that it sucks to be you. They just wanted him to shut up. Glenn's never going to agree that it sucks to be you. They were so mad. This
is very funny.
Don't ever agree. Don't ever agree
that it sucks to be you.
That it sucks to be you. I mean, you don't have to argue.
Yeah.
But in your heart, right?
Yeah.
Don't see your brother as a rotting prison. Right. I'm sure you've seen. You're putting some things together because you're smart people. The Bodhisattva vows here, right? I'm going to awaken. I'm going to create the place for peace and awaken others. I'm going to learn the song for liberation and sing it and call others. Justice is only available in this creative moment. So the call is to be present in this idea. So I wrote this. We can see the wall of protection we've created around ourselves in defense of who we think we are. It's transparent in some places. In the stabilization phase, our focus moves away from taking care of things. They're somehow taking care of themselves. Our lives are no longer fenced off in perpetual defense and critical maintenance of our bodies and reputations and possessions. We begin to hear the song of union and love that exists in this creative moment. We're asked to see our purpose in the world and to reflect sense and meaning. This is the Bodhisattva vow. Be the cooperative component with this ever-present, creative present. This is how A Course in Miracles describes justice as what is. So, what is has placed the song of liberation into each of us. The promise is this world could reflect heaven itself. So I call for the liberation of all. And in this last 6 minutes, I'd like to do something.
I'm going to play.
Okay.
Yeah.
This last section is called, the section 6 is called The Appointed Friend. It's very short. It's 3 paragraphs. I want you to listen to this invitation. Anything in this world that you believe is good and valuable and worth striving for can hurt you, and will do so. Not because it has the power to hurt, but because you have denied it is an illusion and made it real. and it is real to you. It is not nothing. And through its perceived reality has entered all the world of sick illusions. This is how all belief in sin, in the power of attack, in hurt and harm, in sacrifice and death comes to you. For no one can make one illusion real and still escape the rest. Who can choose to keep the illusion that he prefers and find the safety that truth alone can give? Who can believe illusions are the same and still maintain that even one is the best? Lead not your little life in solitude with this one little illusion as your only friend. This is no friendship worthy of God's Son, nor one with which he could remain content. Yet, God has given us a better friend in whom all power in earth and heaven rests. The one illusion is that you think his friend obscures your real friend's grace and majesty from you. This illusion keeps his real friendship and real forgiveness from your welcoming embrace. Without him, you are friendless. Seek not another friend to take his place. There is no other friend. What God has appointed has no substitute for what illusion can replace the truth. Those who dwell with shadows are alone indeed, and loneliness is not the will of God. Make no illusion your friend. If you do, it can take the place of him whom God has called your friend. Do not allow even one illusion to obscure the throne that God appointed for your real friend. Its emptiness leaves yours empty as well, because we are one and share one throne. It is he who is your only friend in truth. Our friend brings us gifts that are not of this world, and only he to whom they have been given can make sure that we receive them. Our friend will place them on your altar, to your throne, when you make room for him on his. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that just gorgeous? It's the way to act like it, the way to move, the way it looks and moves, and for me, the feeling tone of it. It sounds like a lot of duality language. Him, he, and you're doing this and stuff. But it's like, that's what it physically looks like, right? To be able to see it. It's glorious. And I'm glad you get to be on this journey with me.
All together, we are awakening together.
And I'm Reverend Glen Ganaway, your favorite anarchist preacher, and this is the love of my life, Reverend Yolanda. You're listening to the Mighty Companions. Remember to listen to the voice that likes you. She'll tell you that we are one, and she'll tell you how to act like it. Stay tuned. It's important.
Thank you, everybody. We will see you next time.